Hello everyone, my name is Dylan Bolin, and for my project I decided to research how plants and gardening associate with the Fibonacci numbers and the golden ratio. While doing my initial research about the golden ratio and the Fibonacci numbers, I learned that plants and gardening follow the Fibonacci sequence almost all the time. I really enjoyed gardening, and this summer when I came home from school, I planted a lot of flowers for my mom outside of the house. She also has a flower garden in the backyard that I spent a lot of the time to make look nice. I thought that since I've had a lot of experience with plants, this would be a topic that I would enjoy to further my knowledge on as far as the Fibonacci sequence. Let me start by defining Fibonacci numbers. Fibonacci numbers are a part of a never-ending sequence of numbers that start with 0 and 1 and goes on forever by adding the previous two numbers. The sequence occurs frequently in most biological structures and forms of life. The golden ratio's mathematical value is 1.61803398 and continues, but is generally just referred to as 1.618. The golden ratio in the Fibonacci sequence is used in the layout of gardens as well as the individual flowers themselves. Not all flowers, but most, follow the golden ratio. The benefits of the Fibonacci pattern is that it allows flowers to pack lots of seeds in their heads. As each seed grows, the head pushes the seeds towards the periphery, which allows rooms for the new seeds. In conclusion, this allows flower seeds to grow indefinitely. This is especially true for sunflowers. A good example would be a corn marigold, which has 13 petals. Another good example would be asters, which have 21 petals. The reason the golden ratio can be seen in these two flowers is because of their petal arrangement. All the petals exhibit a twisting of about 1.618034 degrees. So basically, almost all flowering plants, the number of petals on the flower is a Fibonacci number. Flowers with multiple layers of petals exhibit the Fibonacci sequence per layer, and the top view of the flower presents the Fibonacci spiral. The ratio of petals between each layer is the golden ratio. The same is also true for leaf arrangement of most plants. The three people that I chose to share my findings with were my girlfriend, her mother, and her grandmother. The most recent math class that my girlfriend has taken was Math 110, and she stated that math was her favorite subject. She is currently working towards a nursing degree and is employed at a local restaurant. Some of her interests are sports and traveling. Her mother has a degree in business administration. She is currently a project support coordinator at Lowe's corporate offices. She explained to me that she does have to incorporate math into her job very frequently because she deals with compensation and installers process. The math classes that she took in college were principles of accounting, essential mathematics, introductory algebra, business math, and mathematical models. She has interest in reading, and in college she enjoyed anatomy, which also followed the Fibonacci sequence and the golden ratio. Her grandmother is a retired school teacher who has a master's degree in K-12 education. Unfortunately, she could not remember her highest level math class that she took in college, but she informed me that she always made good grades in math and she enjoyed it for the most part. She also spent 40 years teaching math up to grade 6. Her interests are traveling, gardening, reading, and working on her farm. When I first started sharing my information to them, they seemed confused as to what exactly the golden ratio was and what Fibonacci numbers were. But I think after connecting it to gardening and flowers and explaining it to them how these correlated, it helped them to better understand how exactly this works. I did lots of research throughout this presentation, and I discovered many real-world examples of the golden ratio. I would have never thought that it could connect to so many forms, such as flower petals, seed heads, pine cones, fruits and vegetables, trees, shells, spiral galaxies, hurricanes, faces, DNA, and animal and human bodies. I hope that after presenting this information to people, they realize that the golden ratio is a great example of mathematics that we encounter almost daily without even knowing it. I too learned that mathematics are everywhere in our life and serve a very important role.